Okay, hello everyone, and welcome to another Vintage Cube video here on my YouTube channel. Today is a special video because if you watched the previous one, you'll know that I 3-0'd my first draft, meaning I get to draft at the final table with the last 8 remaining players, me being one of them, and we're playing for all the marbles. Opening pack, what can we say here? Force of Will and Oko are my targets here. Force of Will and Oko. Okay. That's a decent start. Force of Will or Oko. I'm actually going to go for Oko. It's been a while since I've had that card. I just 3-0'd it with Force of Will. I mean, let's be honest. That deck also had a lot of other bangers in it. I actually feel like Oko is a great card here. It's like a card you can easily splash. You don't have to be like main blue to play it. Yeah, what are we passing here? Something like Council's Judgment, Kaito, Godless Shrine. Yeah. Why not try an Oko? Huh. Next pack has Necromancy as the best card in the pack, in my opinion. That card is most likely going to be my pick. This is a strange pack, actually. Taiga, Troll, Cathar Commando to go aggro. I'm just going to take the Necromancy here and see where that takes me. Okay. This is an interesting one because Raffello's very good in close to mono green. Chariot, good in any green deck. Night's Whisper, good in any black deck. Daze, good in any blue deck. I'm not necessarily looking to go mono green with splashes. Could see myself playing some kind of reanimator strategy. That would be awesome. But Necromancy, in my opinion, is not necessarily a guarantee you end up there. You can just play Necromancy in any deck. Yeah, this is super tough. I actually don't know what to take here. I'm leaning Daze or Night's Whisper. Daze or Night's Whisper. I'll try taking the Night's Whisper. I might regret it. Let's see about that. Here we have, wow, Zagoth Triumph. That's like the perfect Triumph for my first 3 picks. And I think I take that over Library. I was going to say I'm going to take Library over Darkslick Shores. But having all 3 colors here, I think makes a lot of sense. So let's just take that. Okay, now I'm going to take Snuff Out. Snuff Out is actually one of the best black cards in the cube, in my opinion. So let's take that card. Lightning Bolt is also very, very good, but yeah, it makes more sense. Snuff Out is very close, and Snuff Out slots right into my deck. So this can go 2 directions. I mean, unless something radically changes. This can be blue-black, splash the Oko, or green-black, splash the Oko. So it's going to be important for me to figure out which direction I'm going. But I mean, black card, black card, black card, black fixing. That makes it rather obvious that black is the place to be. But that can change in a heartbeat. Let's see. Best card in the pack, I think, is Seasoned Pyromancer, which is a bit sad, because Lightning Bolt was the best card in the last pack. Card like Inquisition, I'll take that card because I'm gonna be main black. Wow, something happened there. Okay, I'm happy I dragged the right card to the deck. I was gonna say I'm main black, so that's like a soft guarantee to be good in my deck. Whereas the others were very speculative. Okay, interesting. Counterspell is strong. Fetchline is strong. Halfling is strong. I'm actually gonna go Counterspell here. I wanna play blue-black Splash the Oko if it's possible, right? You never really know. Counterspell is a pretty strong 7th pick, I would say. That's something I pick like 4th or 5th pick a lot of the time. Getting it so late here is pretty cool. Wow. Okay, I was about to say this is a bad pack when it comes to the spells, but I mean, free Bayou here, very great time to pick up lands like this. If you're picking up lands early over like power level stuff, you can sometimes be a bit sad. Okay, this is something I should have thought about a little bit, but it seems like I'm getting paid off here. The fact that Kaito was, in the mix to wheel, me trending towards Demir makes more sense. Obviously, you also have to get kind of lucky. Damnation still in the pack. Council's Judgment still in the pack. Godless Shrine still in the pack. Actually, I don't know what people are playing. The Cathar Commando also came around, so people are not playing white aggro either. I'm just going to take this Spell Bomb in case I get like mono artifacts from now on. Then I might play this card. Let's say Academy, Kappa Cannoneer, Emery, all of that jazz, right? Not really looking like it. This is a cool deck. Cool looking start to a deck, I should say. Just, interactive stuff. Good planeswalkers. Good mana even to support those cards. I like this start a lot. So let's say had I picked the Daze over the Night's Whisper, I would probably be in a similar spot here and be pretty happy. So time will tell if we can get some kind of small reanimation package in the deck, whether we are like Bowmaster's Sheldred Wheels type deck, whether we just try and fill the curve with reasonable answers and threats up the curve and try and play the Junt game, the 2015 modern Junt game, where it's like pound for pound, my card's quality is better than yours. Let's hope that strategy sticks. We lose to Broken Things, but we're in a good spot if things don't get out of hand, that kind of thing. Okay, I mean, I'll take this Chariot. I don't necessarily love putting more pressure on the mana. Wow, free Darkslick Source. Sweet. I don't necessarily, as I said, like putting pressure on the green mana, but we can end up in a situation where I have like 6 green sources and it's fine to splash 2 or 3 cards. There's also the possibility that this counterspell is not in the deck and I play black-green, splash a couple of walkers. Let's keep an eye out for that. We don't like either of these cards, to be honest. I guess nobody's playing these cards, so I mean, a card like Hellrider, if you want it, it's not going to be in the pack that late. I'm going to take Inquisition. I'm trying to think about where I would use it in this strategy. Maybe it has to do with an Uro or something. I'm not sure. Okay, great start here. I really like having the cheap stuff. I love cards like Duress, Inquisition, Thoughtseize, Counterspell, Daze, Mana League, Miscalculation, all of that jazz. And 3 mana walkers, that's nothing to sneeze at. Let's see if that Necromancy is going to be just a solid card or it's going to be potentially bonkers. I think I need to open Entomb for that card to be bonkers. Or get shipped Entomb, I guess. I haven't decided yet if I want to speculate on cards like Archon, Gristlebrand, Atraxa. Let's say I open them, but there's also a solid black card, a solid blue card. I'm not really sure what to do. Let's see what we can first pick out of the next pack. Would be sweet with some power. As we saw in the previous draft, power 9 is sometimes make a difference. Okay, Orcish Bowmasters, I definitely take that. What else do we have here? We have Narset, similar but a bit worse. Then we have, what can we realistically wheel out of this pack? Like Curtains, maybe? Curtains is a decent card. Scalding Tarn I wouldn't mind, but probably the best blue fetch. probably not going to wheel right. In a kind of weak pack where like Dark Depths could be a blank, Archangel not the best, Augur not the best, Greatest Apprentice not the best. Then we have some decent to good ones like Sneak, Fiery Confluence, Narset, Arn. I don't know. I'm probably not gonna wheel anything great out of there, and if I do, it's delayed Christmas present. Orcish Bowmaster, very, very welcome addition to the deck. That's just a great card, like anti-draw, good against weenies. You can play like this flash style game plan where you hold up counters. Just a good card. Like Sub is a weak reanimation spell. I'm not gonna take that. This is probably Preordain. Taking Preordain over Jason Shark. That sounds reasonable. Preordain is just in a 40 card deck, especially. That's just a consistency card that's gonna help you find your good cards. So that's always a good addition to any deck with like that's like main blue and not just splashing. So I did pass Troll this draft, I just remembered. So passing Troll makes it less likely I can end up in reanimation. But that's okay. I also passed a Force of Will. Also just okay. It's just good to think about, right? Just the fact that I passed a Force of Will, that means that maybe, because that is out of the draft, there's only Force and Negation left that really cares about blue count. I guess subtlety to an extent, but it can make it easier to make some picks. Okay. So I guess I just follow up with Ponder. Alice Jailer's very strong card. So is Fractured Identity, but I like bolstering what I already have. Spellseeker, I really like that card. That card can obviously get like Time Walk Ancestral, but also stuff like Mind Twist, like Fourth Eolingus, super strong. Even Pest Infestation, like some cards where you don't necessarily think of them as one or two drops, but they are on paper, so that helps for Pest Infestation. Sheldred, Grief, Fatal Push, Thought Seize, that kind of thing is what I'm looking for in black. Blue, I guess it's just like Mana League, Miscalculation, Cryptic Command, Mystic Confluence. Ooh, I think I'm supposed to speculate on this Entomb. Because I have the Necromancy. It doesn't take that much. I just need one fatty and I'll play that package. What am I passing up on? Esperland. I guess Fetch would be great here. But I'll speculate here. Let's see. I did pass the Exhume. Exhume is the weakest reanimation card, I would say. Also, since I have Bowmasters and like Kaito that spits out some small creatures, a card like Recurring Nightmare could be interesting. Yeah, so far so good. Where I'm gonna put the speculative build around over here to remember it. What do we have here? True Name, always a good one. Palantir, same. Fallen Shinobi could be good, but I don't have the evasive small dude yet. Overgrown Tomb, of course, improves the mana. I'm actually gonna take True Name. I mean, that card is just good against walkers, good against creatures, can finish out games where you're like trading resources. I like that card. Overgrown Tomb would have been great as well, no doubt. I'm not sure what the right time is to pick up a fatty and speculate. Um, I think if I open one of the tier 1 fatties like Traxa, Gristlebrand, Archon, I'm ready to take it, but I'm really not sure about a tier 2 fatty like Ashen Rider. Really not sure about that. Maybe I take Smuggler's Copter. One creature, two, three. 4, 5-ish things that can crew it, so it's decent. Yeah, let's take Smuggler's Copter here over like Subtlety, Turok, stuff like that. Subtlety's not bad. So with me drafting Smuggler's Copter, I'm more likely to go for some, let's call them aggro control cards, to be able to crew it. Toxic Deluge is a bit in the opposite direction, but I think that's the one I'm supposed to take. Toxic Deluge. It's not really a combo with like True Name, Bowmaster, stuff like that, but that card can just wreck the opponent for 3 mana. Also, like the artwork here, it's just a bunch of elves who they definitely don't feel well after getting intoxicated. Let's see the flavor text. It's a difficult task to guarantee a plague that moves with the clouds. Okay, so yeah, very cruel invention to get rid of some of the friendly elf creatures. Okay, so Prism versus Spell Pierce, pretty easy for me. I'm gonna pass on the Imperial Seal. I don't really know if I'm looking to set up the reanimation thing or not. But let's see. I think Spell Pierce is too strong to pass for stuff like that. Spell Pierce is sometimes just, yeah, counter your 4-mana Walker or counter your counter spell. When I try and resolve a Haymaker, yeah, it trades up on mana a lot. Curtains did wheel Sneak Attack wheel. That's kind of unreal. Let's take the Curtains. I think that's just a reasonable card. You get a evasive creature. You play with some info. I think that card is pretty strong. Yeah, we're looking super good right now on playables. Right now, I would love to improve my mana a little bit. I want to look for tier 1 fatty. Wow. What a shame. I mean, not for me, but just in general, just the Mind Sculptor being a wheel in cube. Oof. Brutal times. Brutal times. Just a simple, like, Mana Leak or Miscalc would go a long way in this deck. Thoughtseize. I guess I just like interaction. Do I play Tarmogoyf in the sideboard or speculate with that? I guess I play Tarmogoyf in the sideboard. The Vampire Hexmage speculating on Dark Depths. I guess Dark Depths has already been in the pack. I can't remember if I'm wheeling it now or how that works. I'm not really a big Baleful Mastery guy. So for 2 mana, I mean, it's probably serviceable. I'm going to put it in the sideboard for now. It's really been a long time since I've played that card. I mean, 2 mana kill whatever is strong, though. Okay. So Shinobi, the cool thing about Shinobi is, when you have Shinobi, you want, like, cheap evasive creatures, and you also want cheap creatures when you have Smuggler's Copter. So maybe we can find some, like, Baleful Strix, Malcolm, stuff like that. Right now, the green splash is still looking strong. It's just I only have 2 lands. Okay, so here for me it's between Remand, great card for the deck, Breeding Pool, great bolstering of the mana base. Maybe I can wheel Deep Cavern Bats. I like that card. Mm. I feel like I'm supposed to take the land here. I want to make sure I play that Oko in my deck. Wow. Great pack. Force of Negation, Bitter Triumph. Hmm. Bitter Triumph is pretty versatile card. Let's see my blue count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. My blue count is decent for Force of Negation. Bitter Triumph. 1 removal. 2, 3-ish. Huh. I'm going to draft the Bitter Triumph. I'm actually pretty high on that card. It's so flexible. Let's see if we get there on the fatty. Time is kind of running out. Time is kind of running out. Mind Twist. Wow. Let's go. Okay, we take a Mind Twist. Good interactive spell, like turn 4, kill the rest of the opponent's hand after having traded some resources. Sometimes you can lose a bit out on the tempo because of Mind Twist, but I think it's reasonable. Reasonable pickup. Ooh, is this just a stone brick? Stone brick of a pack. I think so. I'm going to take the Hangerback Walker. So the thing about Hangerback Walker is it's not really that great, but it's like a speed bump against aggro. It crews Copter, and in a pinch, it can enable Shinobi. So maybe it's okay. Here, I only see the Flesh Scourger as a playable. 3 mana Menace lifelink. Great against aggro. I don't care for Wasteland in decks like this. Really bad packs, but I guess it's fine, right? If I add 13 lands now, just right now, and submit my deck, maybe I'm not going to play the Entomb, but you get the point. I'm very close to having a full deck here. Yeah, 1 or 2 upgrades would be awesome, and then I'm ready for battle. Okay, Mystical Tutor. That card can get Toxic Deluge and Mind Twist. Don't think that's worth it. I'm gonna take the Grixis land here. It's improving my mana a tiny bit. Think that's worth it? This pack is not the best, but I mean Rona is playable. I'm gonna remove the Entomb now. So right now, if I just add lands, I'm on 17 lands. Realistically, this deck can probably run 16 lands because of Preordain, because of Ponder, because of Whisper, Rona, stuff like that. Okay, so Urtai is a decent tool. Otawara is like a luxury card for the mana base. Massacre Girl is a luxury card for the sideboard. Let's just take Urtai here. Yeah, that card is a reasonable card. I don't mind it. Thought Scour. Is that card good in my deck? Do I have any synergies at all? I don't think so. So that card is not even selection. What am I going to remove from the draft here? Brankle, maybe? I don't know. Maybe Channel. Okay. Yeah, I mean this deck in front of me with 16 lands. I mean, I'm confident I can put up a good fight. No power obviously, but pretty good card quality up the curve. Reasonable stuff to do. Most points of the game. A little bit of life gain. Some evasive creatures like Menace, Unblockable. Yeah, I mean, curve ends at 4. That's also pretty sweet. 3 Haymakers and a versatile interactive card in the 4 slot. This thing is pretty low to the ground. How many counters did I end up with? 1 Pierce, 1 counter spell. And Urte. Okay, cool. Inquisition, Concealing Curtains, and Mind Twist as discard spells. So we have some sweet answers. Dig Through Time. I'm definitely going to take the Dig Through Time, and I'm going to play it. This is a decent Dig Through Time deck. Wonder what I'm not playing. Could be the Flesh Gorger, actually. Yeah, let's cut the Flesh Gorger. That card is fine, but nothing special. Cantrips, removal. No fetches, though. Some looting. Even on the Kaito Shisuke also can loot. Yeah, this is a decent Dig Through Time deck. So right now we have 5 cards left. I doubt I'm gonna upgrade my deck from here, but I've seen stranger things happen sometimes, so let's see. While we wait, thank you so much for joining me. It's super awesome to get to play these games and like try and talk over my line of thought, my strategy, weigh pros and cons on the fly, and try to make an educated play. I really enjoy it. Thank you so much for following my journey. I'm already thinking about how to build this deck. I'm thinking about adding like one forest. Yeah, I think I have to go to like 4 sources. I think that's reasonable. I have 3 blue-black duels, so I think I can get away with running 1 forest. That's always how you should look at it is, if you run 1 forest, you might have enough to, support your green cards, but do you then have enough to support your main colors? That's the real issue, in my opinion. So let's say my mana was very bad, I could just like remove the chariot for like flesh cord. Then I would put less pressure on the green mana and it would be easier, right? Rather than the other way around where you go, oh, then I'm only gonna have 7 black sources, I just have to cross my fingers. I like it the other way around, where you give up a little bit of power level, but the consistency is intact. These cards don't do anything. Let's see the 15th pick. So let's see what I do with the mana base here. 1 forest. So now I need to add 10 lands. I'm gonna count black. I already have 4. Blue, I already have 4. So if I add 5 of each, that makes 9. 9 of each. I can also go 10-8. Yeah, I'll go 10-8 in the favor of blue, because if you have blue early, your cantrips can help find the other colors, right? I actually like this card, Sentinel of the Nameless City. That card is just a decent bang for your buck. Okay, we finished the draft portion. I'll go ahead and add 1 forest, 4 swamps, and 6 islands. Submit my deck, and then I'll be ready for round 1. Don't go anywhere. Hello and welcome to round 1 of the top 8 in the vintage 64-player cube draft. We're on the play here with a decent-looking hand. We can sculpt. We can draw. We can hopefully deploy some planeswalkers, win the game. Spellpierce is good, but land number 4 and 5 aren't exactly what I want here. Wow. Maybe we can get the Spellpierce, but we don't have to draw the 2 lands in a row. Elvish Mystic. Okay. I thought it was a great one. So let's play Night's Whisper. Played out the Swamp because, well, obviously I need Swamp for Snuff Out, but maybe things change now that I have the Bowmaster, and I'm going to let my opponent make 1 more play, and then hopefully I interact a lot. That card is very strong, but also beatable, right? Let's see. Enters, you become the monarch. Beginning of upkeep. Yeah, okay, so I play 2 creatures out. Okay. Spellpierce or Inquisition I can hold up. I wonder what's best. I think it could be Inquisition. Let's see what we're working with over here. If I keep the wow, Bowmaster looks insane here. If I keep the Bowmaster in play, I don't care about Sylvan Library. Hmm. Maybe I take Ignoble. Sorry, Noble. Okay, I'll take Noble. I'll Bowmaster that card. Pass. And see what my opponent's up to. Okay, so nothing happens here, which is very good. This card is just insane if left unchecked. Opponent plays a 2-1. Not gonna destroy their own court. Okay, so I get the Monarch. How will I proceed from here? Maybe hold up Pierce, play Kaito, draw. Phase out, I draw. That's the green source for Oko. So this card keeps doing things, which is pretty insane. Even when you lose the Monarch? Okay. Yeah, that was just a beating. Look. Orcish Bowmasters to kill my opponent's dudes off, stealing back the Monarch, sitting behind cheap/free interaction. Big beating. Do I like the Gorger against stuff like that? I guess I do. I like the Chariot. He did show Reclamation Sage, so maybe that's like a reasonable. Maybe that's a reasonable swap. Okay, I'll try that. Turn 1 Inquisition here. Turn 2 Smuggler's Copter, maybe. Let's see. Island Pass. I'll cast Inquisition, hopefully try and take my opponent's good play for turn 2. Ancestral Recall. Great card. Maybe a card like Endurance could be annoying here. Maybe Endurance is annoying here. Let's see. Opponent goes... Yeah, I think that card is too annoying. So let's see here. Displacer Kitten. We did see Coveted Jewel game 1. Woodfall Primus. We don't know if the opponent can flash that card into play. That is yet to be seen. I mean, okay. If I play Copter now, I can play Gorger next turn, and then the opponent kind of has to make a choice. So Forest gone, Noble gone. Blazer Kitten is a scary card, I would say. It either does nothing or everything. Okay, Halfling. Halfling, okay. Ooh, True Name is a good one. Is that card just better to get going? True Name Nemesis. Force the issue on the Nature's Claim. Gain 4. Next turn, I can Curtains plus Flip. Or draw cards with... draw a card with Kato. Or deploy a Flesh Gorger. Great options. Opponent has 6 mana. We know about Primus, Kitten, Witness, Ancestral. That works. This is going to be very tough to beat. Even a card like Toxic Deluge doesn't work right now. Because I kind of kill my own true name. Is this Raphaelos? So we passed in the draft. Raphaelos went very late. Okay, so I'm getting Primus next turn. Can't really have that. I need my opponent to have a lot of bad cards in hand alongside the Primus. That's not really bad cards. That's good cards. I'm going to take the Woodfall. I'm going to attack for 3. So the Kitten Duel thing, is this any spell? No, non-creature. That's good. Kitten. Oh, I see. The opponent can now loop the Ancestral. I didn't necessarily think about that. So now, if I draw the Toxic Deluge, I'm probably in pretty good shape. Ancestral Recall goes back. Maybe I'm not in good shape. The opponent can draw like a million cards here. I need my Bowmaster against that deck. Wow, Bowmaster is so good against Ancestral, Coveted Jewel, Sylvan Library. Opponent's going off here. Can't really think of a situation where I don't just lose now. Time Warp. Okay, that'll do it. Okay, we try again. Bitter Triumph, also a good card. Let's have something between what just happened 2 games in a row. I don't have to draw the nuts, neither do they. Let's have like a fair fight. The marbles. Wow. Such explosive draw. Yeah, this hand has all the tools I want, but if this was a blue land, I would keep it and try and ponder my way into lands. Okay. I think I bottom the swamp here and try and play the fair game. So if I just draw my 4th land on time, I can Shinobi turn 4. That's decent. What do I have here? I think I'm just supposed to take the Druid. That is a double ramp. Flame Beseiju. Enid. Okay. Let's see if the opponent Zenith for 1. Oh, Raphaelos. Sweet. I draw Oko. I feel like I should make that Raphaelos into a 3/3. Yeah, this is not exactly what I wanted. Like I'm playing like really off tempo here. But I think I have to adjust to the situation. I really want the 4th land in my top 2. Because I think a way I win this game is triggering Shinobi. It's okay to use Oko as a like punching bag. Takes a long time to kill Oko. Wonder what the opponent can do with the Zenith for 2 that I'm scared of. Or like Snuff Out would be an insane draw. There's Island we didn't know about. So Zenith, Beseiju, Claim, 1 unknown. 3 mana available. Zenith for 1. This could be to get Exalted, which I really like. That's a great play. If you get Exalted here and you actually kill the Oko over a couple of turns, that would be sick. Yep. Great play by the opponent. I don't have the Snuff Out. I wish I did. There's Bitter Triumph. Bitter Triumph. If I play Kaito out, I have a blocker for the Raffellos. But my opponent has a removal for my food. So I'm not sure that's great. Can't play this. Zenith is gone. Maybe this is just a turn where I Bitter Triumph the Raffellos when my opponent tries to attack. Not the best turn. As I said, I'm playing a bit off tempo here. Okay, opponent does not Nature's Claim end of turn. Let's see. This is probably not good news. Hidden. Okay. So cards left, the Sage and Claim. This is where I respond, because if this gets into play, my opponent can blink the Raffellos. I don't want that. So kill Raffellos in response. Opponent has Claim and the Sage. Opter is not the best draw. I think I'm supposed to... Okay. I think I'm supposed to try and make this into a token, then get Nature's Claimed, and then try and figure out a plan from there. Okay, that worked. Huh. I feel like I should attack here and get to drawing with Kaito. Draw. Spell Pierce. I'm not sure I can win this game unless I hit my land on time. Well, not on time, but let's say before I get crushed. That deck has so many scary draws. 1 card in hand from the opponent. Wonder why the opponent played out that land. Cycles the Horizon Canopy, that's fine. But I think you're supposed to hang on to the land there. Also, the opponent has the Nature's Claim, which is like protection for the kitten, I guess. Or protection for everything, really. Sylvan Library. Annoying. Let me say that much. There's a chance, okay, so no protection. What is that? What does necromancy do here? Not much. But it's honest work. So the opponent does not have the claim up right now. Draw, discard. That could be cool. Draw, discard, animate the shinobi. So maybe I would have to do that first then. Draw, discard. Draw, discard, animate the shinobi. So let's see. I'll try. Very hard game plan here. I'm really not sure what to do. Looks like the Smuggler's Copter is not that great. Oh, complicated game. I attack. My opponent blocks sacks with Tribuilder. Untaps, gets a lot of looks. If I attack here, does my Oko just die? No, it doesn't, because I animate. Okay. Block sack. Pretty. Oh yeah, my Oko does die. Okay. Yeah, I think I'm in trouble here. That was not a good play. Maybe I can't reanimate now. Maybe I have to go like do that, do that. Okay, yeah. If I animate, my opponent goes, Nature's Claim the Necromancy, Fallen Shinobi dies, Oko dies. Now I kind of have to, I don't know, gamble. My opponent hits a lot of bricks. I don't win if my opponent goes, just duel, win the game. I could have played a little bit around Jewel if I don't play Copter, but I actually think it's decent. Huh, the opponent passed. That's confusing. That is very confusing. I don't think I can do anything else aside from trying to kill my opponent. Shock? What can I do here? If I necromancy my shinobi and I use that to crew, I force my opponent to kill Smuggler's Copter. What I could also do is okay. I think I'll shock myself. I'll flip the curtains. Because then I have like lethal stuff here. Claiming that card in response is totally fine. Does my opponent just have bricks? Okay, just mono bricks. So I get in here, my opponent has to block one. And then they get one more turn of Sylvan. Let's see. Maybe I'm supposed to. What if I Kaito before? Does that help? No, I don't think that helped. I can hit Snuff out. And Noble will chump, but now I have Spell Pierce up. Draw. I have Spell Pierce up for Jewel specifically, which is not bad. Opponent will need something pretty amazing here because I have so many like ways to win the game. Land. Ancestral Recall. That is, unfortunately, a play that works. I'm not going to spell pierce that Ancestral. I think that doesn't make any sense. Well, Birds, sure. That's like a free roll with Cradle. Okay. Rex Sage. Destroying nothing. Also fine. So if my opponent has one more creature, I'm screwed? I don't know. Huh. Can my opponent do anything here? This demands a double block. Yeah, that's just game over. Wow. Oh my god. That was such a complicated game. I needed my opponent to break a lot of times in order for me to be in this game. And I mean, fortunately, that did happen. Wow. Breakdown Library, Breakdown Ancestral. Yeah, I mean, sometimes that's just how Magic goes, right? You have a pretty cool deck that can almost go infinite, but if your Ancestral Recall draws 3 lands, then, I mean, it's not going to get you anywhere. I was very lucky. I was like behind on land drops, couldn't really do my thing. All I had to do was like activate my walkers and hope that was enough, and this time it was. Okay, that was the quarterfinals. Next up, the semifinals. I have my eyes on the prize, just like this little guy here. Don't go anywhere. Alrighty, semifinals of the 64-player Vintage Cube draft is upon us. Turn 1 library. That can be super tough for my deck. What kind of counterplay do I have here? Like turn 2 Copter, turn 3 Kaito, start attacking. I like Shinobi. Copter, no green mana, but I mean, that's kind of the name of the game of playing Oko off of 4 sources. I think it's fine, but obviously there is some kind of fail rate to it. Opponent draws up to 8. Must have a play here, I would imagine. That card is good. Who named Nemesis? It's very likely I'm gonna do that. Get in for 3. Discard. Who knows? Probably Oko. Can't cast that card. Okay, so this is kind of a race. I have evasive damage in the form of True Name and Copter. I'm playing against huge card advantage. If I want to, I can try and go Shinobi. The thing about Shinobi is it gets in once and then it gets blocked. Let's see what the opponent's up to. In a situation like this, the opponent needs to make sure they're not losing the game with 8 cards in hand. Right now, I'm considering if this Kaito should just make a token to crew. Okay. Dryad is a good way to power out your hand. Hmm. I'll play Kaito. I'll create a token. I'll crew with that token. I'll get in for 6. Snuff Out is a great draw. I discard a land. And then maybe, yeah, kill that card with Snuff Out. But maybe that card is not racing me. Huh. So why would you play Dryad? I would say you play Dryad if you have a reason to, and not just for fixing. I'm actually going to kill the Dryad now. I don't want any, like, Balakut situation to kind of mess me up. Opponent's at 11. I tried to not die to, like, Scape Shift by killing off the Dryad. My Flyer and True Name are beating the third. Yeah, this is a tough one. Next turn, I have Bitter Triumph plus Dig Through Time, is that right? Only if I draw land, I guess. Or I have Shinobi. Let's see, is Shinobi lethal? Shinobi's not lethal, because I would have to crew as well. And also I have to think about the fact that Shinobi is getting blocked, like, aside from the first go around, so there's that. Frantic Search. The opponent starts the grind here with third path, trying to beat those guys. The good thing is if I connect with a True Name or Copter plus Shinobi, my opponent's at 3, and then True Name can finish off the deal. Most likely that's what I'm looking to do. Time will tell if the Snuff Out on the Dryad was good or bad. Also pretty cool synergy. You can untap your Library of Alexandria with Frantic Search. It's hard to tell if the opponent's playing Frantic Search for, like, setting up broken stuff via the graveyard. It could be like, yeah, I have a Breach and a Brain Freeze, so that card is worth it. It could also be just the simple fact that I play Red and 6, where I can get back the lands. I play Third Path, where it triggers. Okay, the opponent's at 8 cards, so I have to play out a card. They want to activate. Oh, they just activated Library. My bad. I thought he just tapped it for mana and nothing happened. Okay, so the opponent has 3 mana to beat me. 4 mana most likely with the land drop. Opponent's down to 10. I can only deal how much? I can only deal 8. Iteration. Okay. The opponent doesn't have what it takes right now. And I'm pretty sure the opponent play a land. I'm trying to look at the chat here. I'm not sure. Let's see what happens. Tolarian Academy. Fast Bond. Ooh, okay. So that means Tolarian Academy entering adds 3 blue. So I need my opponent to play out 2 more lands. I don't know why they should do that, right? Spawn. Okay. Fast Spawn is also very hit or miss for me. Always very hit or miss. Sometimes it's the best card in the world. Sometimes it's like a mulligan. But this time it's definitely not a mulligan. The question is if my opponent... Oh, yeah, that's the land. Come on, buddy. Come on, buddy. One more. More mana. What is this? Pest Infestation? Draw a card. Put a land into the battlefield. Awesome. So now... Okay. So now I've basically gotten the situation that I dreamed of. So now I need my opponent to play something big that, you know, doesn't affect the life totals, so to speak. Hmm. 7. I think the magic number, I hope the magic number for the opponent is 6. They don't want to go there. Or they play some flying stuff. Like, just play a big card now. Memory Jar. Huh. Does it make sense to jar now? From the opponent's point of view? I don't think so. Kind of risky, because the true name is so much damage. Please pass. You'll have the short kill next turn, opponent. Nice deck. Nice deck. Now we know that this card helps fuel Academy. The thing about cracking Jar now is, in order to make more land drops, you need to take more damage. But this does look like Wheel of Fortune. Huh. I mean, that works, unfortunately. Now my Shinobi plan is gone. It dropped Bowmaster, which is also game over. Because it pings for 1, it crews. Hmm. The thing is, yeah, my opponent wants to stay at 7 life, I believe. But yeah, maybe not, because any creature lets me crew the copter and get in for 7 unblockable. Okay, here goes the jar. Can't do anything about that. And these are just bricks. So opponent can beat me with something like, yeah, I don't know. Let's see. That one's untapped. Opponent takes damage. Okay, so the bounce lands really help. The Spelunkling, that's like an amulet. Mm-hmm. This is beautiful play by the opponent. 10 mana. Shark. The thing about this shark, actually, I don't mind that card. All that does is brick my copter. So if my opponent just goes, okay, let's make a few incubators past the turn, I hope to stall, then the Bowmaster will finish the job. Awesome deck by the opponent. Just draw 7s, fast bond. Do I have any like counterplay that's relevant against that deck? I don't think so. I mean, if I see Brain Freeze, I can consider Colossus. The thing about Colossus is it only buys you one turn. You would have to have lethal in play. What's up, opponent? Can you do it to me? It's like a roller coaster. Oh, I'm probably dead. Oh, I have a chance. My opponent playing out the Seed Shark makes me think I have a shot. Bounce land. Uh-huh. But now I hope the magic number is 4 for the opponent. I can't really be, right? Because the ninja is also unblockable. Mm-hmm. Opponent at 3. Needs to finish me off now. I have 13 cards in my library. Opponent has 4. Paradoxical out. Okay. I mean, I just assume I'm dead. Opponent has 1 card in deck. If the opponent has anything like Time Walk, Time Warp, it's over. I guess a card like Upheaval. No, the opponent has 1 card in deck. Yeah, I don't even know. Let's just see. Let's see if I'm a dead man. My opponent seems very focused on doing these things. Like, wow, concession. Ooh, I really dodged a bullet there, I think. Ooh. So, funnily enough, I have Channel Colossus in my sideboard. I didn't think about that. Wow, that was lucky. Okay, do I have any crappers against that deck? I mean, I guess for like Hanger Regwalker is extremely unexciting. Toxic Deluge is not very strong either. But it is strong against the icon, I guess. Okay. I'm ready. I'm ready. Up 1-0 against the crazy draw 7 deck that it drew the whole deck, didn't win. Prunia Nemesis is just awesome sometimes. Okay. Yeah, I mean, this is a fine hand. Orcus Bowmasters looks insane against my opponent's deck. Went on a mulligan to 6. I would love to find a black source. Black source for Bowmasters, Bitter, and even just the 3rd mana source in general would be great. I think I play 8 sources alongside some cantrips. And I didn't see the brain freeze, so it looks like that deck is trying to go like Shark or Icon when it goes off. Turn 1 Mox time. Pirate Spellbomb. Land. Draw a card with Pirate? Or am I just being too greedy now? Mana Vault. 8. 5 mana turn 2. At least. I didn't see Mana Vault the other game. I saw most of my opponent's deck. Let's see if we get wheeled here. Paradoxical outcome for 3. Beautiful. Beautiful way to get back into the game from a mulligan. Discarding Wooded Foothills. Mana Vault and 4 unknowns in hand. Wasteland's a good one here. Wasteland's very strong. Mana Vault, sure. Pirate, sure. Okay, great. Swamp? Swamp has been called. Okay. So trying to fate brokenness for one turn, then have the Bowmaster up, and hopefully, I guess Bowmaster doesn't do anything against Pirate Spellbomb. Okay. Opponent's cycling, playing out land. Okay. Passing the turn here. I'm trying to get my opponent a little bit with the Bowmaster. I think it's somewhat free to do. Expressive Iteration. Another good card when you're kind of... I'm not going to say my opponent is down on resources, but it's like a very resource-hungry deck. I'm not even sure what I do if I draw an island. Then maybe I just sit on the Bowmaster. Exploration. I can live with that. Land. Pass. Okay. Play Bowmaster. The opponent. Get the token. True name Nemesis. Get in for 2. And then I really hope to make it to my next turn where I hope to crew the copter and hit an island. Doesn't look like my opponent agrees. Let's see what this is. Upheaval. Sure. So the opponent rebuilds fast. Is it a draw 7 to go with it? That would be sick. Upheaval, Wheel of Fortune. Upheaval, Wheel of Fortune it is. So we both have 7 new cards, but the opponent's mana situation is a bit better. Fast Bond is fine. I have to remember, the opponent's trying to win the game with token generators. Totally possible, but it's just not, like, it's not winning on the spot. Belong King. Draw. Put a land into play. Sanctuary. Enters untap. Bouncing itself. Yeah, that deck looks like a lot of fun to play. A lot of fun to play. Upheaval, Wheel, Force and Negation is good to know about. Now my opponent knows about Bowmasters, which is unfortunate. Dryad. Maybe that Dryad is just in the deck for fixing. Really not sure. I mean, the ramp part is probably okay. Okay. That's a good win condition. The crab. Funny. Is this game over? Yeah, okay. So that's game. Getting milled over here by the crab and the fast bond, the bounce land. That's funny. Okay, what a beating. I don't think I'm supposed to do anything here. I'm just supposed to not get destroyed. And then I'll be fine. But if, I mean, stuff like that happens, infinite mana, upheaval, Wheel of Fortune, then it's just over. Yeah, this hand is not really the best against that strategy, but I think we have to live with it. Drawing something like Bowmasters, Counterspell, Spell Pierce, Mind Twist even would be awesome. Yeah, my opponent, Ekin, he's living the dream here. That's like a great reason to play Cube, like do so many game actions. Let's see what we have here. Exploration, Fast Bond, Mana Vault. Okay. That works for me. Let's see. Mind Twist is a good one. I wonder when I'm supposed to fire it off. Right now I'm leaning towards Mind Twist for 3. 3 mana. 5 mana. Is this the jar? Yeah, the jar is here. Okay. The jar is here. Force of Will, the true name. Huh. I wonder if the opponent is gonna... Okay, they go for it. I don't have any plays out of this. This is just like the opponent having a one-sided draw 7 for the turn. Trinket Mage. With Mana Vault gone, what else do we have aside from Pirate Spellbomb? Mox Diamond, that's right. Okay. Opponent develops a lot of mana, have 1 card left, and we get our old hands back. I draw Necromancy. I think I'm supposed to Mind Twist my opponent here. Maybe for the full amount, actually. Because of Pirate Spellbomb. Okay. So I'm kind of playing off the top. My opponent is playing off the top, that is. Untapping Mana Vault. Okay, I like that. And then plan to cycle the Pirate, most likely. Necromancy doesn't really do anything here. Cycle the Pirate immediately. Fast Bond doesn't do anything until everything explodes, I guess. Inquisition, I mean, that's a free roll to cast. Simic Land. Chariot. Attack. Yeah, and I'm hoping to fade. How many draw steps? Like 2, maybe? Can we do it? When it has a bounce land in hand, hanging on to it. Probably because of like crab synergy, etc. I'm not sure. If the opponent plays like a draw 7, they kind of need the land in play anyway, so maybe it's good to play out now. Return a random land and play it out again with exploration. What's my best draw? Counterspell, I guess. Maybe that card is also a good draw. But I can't really. Then I'm supposed to bounce the Chariot. But maybe that's okay. What if I attack with Hanger back? Yeah, now I kind of have to think about it. If I attack with Hanger back, what will my opponent do? Maybe it's okay to attack with Hanger back. Create 1 more cat. Let's see if the opponent wants to save life or... Okay, so that works for me. I'll try and Shinobi here. Let's see if we can hit something insane. I'm not really super comfortable or confident we can do that, but oh my goodness. Yeah, upheaval doesn't make any sense, right? If I go upheaval, my opponent can replay the stuff. I have lethal, etc. Yeah. So I'll cast Shark. I'm happy my opponent didn't draw upheaval, that's for sure. My opponent has one draw to find the stick one. So yeah, otherwise it's just over for me, right? Otherwise it's over for them, right? My point is, it's going to be over for someone. That's a lot of mana. Frantic Search, okay. Huh. Jar gone. Wheel is in there. Icon hits the yard. I'm scared about that because... Okay, let's see. Oh, did my opponent just find the crab? Or the wheel, I guess. Yeah. Let's see what my opponent can do here. I mean, by the looks of it, it looks like I'm dead. Unless my opponent really just desperately drew a card here. Okay, so the opponent can make a ton of mana here. What's the mana sink? Maybe this is just creating as much mana as possible pre-Wheel of Fortune. Yeah, let's see. Expressive Iteration. The opponent has access to more or less all of their deck. And there's the crab, which is game over with what land entered there. It's game over if my opponent has how many lands? 3 more? 5 life. Didn't bring in the Colossus. This is the one scenario where the Colossus would have been good, but I don't think it's worth like drawing that card. That was a beautiful game. Just awesome. Yeah, that does it for me here in the top 8. I lost the semifinals to a sweet deck. And I mean, I had a lot of counterplay, but I also had a lot of like irrelevant cards. I kind of needed them to not draw the nuts. I needed to draw some interaction. I also needed to kill them somewhat quickly. And it makes sense over the course of the match. I wasn't able to do that 2 times out of 3. Yeah, it was super fun. Obviously, my deck was super solid. Not like the classic, like, oh, you're going to 3-0 or you're going to be sad type situation. But like, I had a fighting chance against any archetype with this deck. And that's all I can ask for. Another thing I can ask for is, your willingness to watch me play Magic. I really appreciate that a lot. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for sticking with me throughout the first draft and the second draft. The journey ends here, but it's all good. I mean, I got milled out by Hedron Crap, so everybody wins, right? All right, guys. GG's. See you next time.